I mean, with this podcast, it was betting on ourselves is, putting our monies where our mouth is, like from studio time to traveling to make this work, because we both live in different places now. It's really our own investment. We don't have any big sponsors, no big deals or anything like that yet. But
we get a couple emails.
Yeah, a couple emails.
I see some emails. I'm like, I don't think that's where we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no, thank you.
Yeah, so me, it's believing in yourselves when no one did, and it's cool for, I guess, the first 6 months and all that. But it's now when we're approaching 2 years. What does that look like? How much did we already invest? Do we keep going? Do we double down? When we haven't seen a return yet.
Piggybacking off of what you said, I think it's a mindset, right? When you say you're betting on yourself, right? Yeah. It's not just pivots or moves. That's part of it. But I think like you said, the first 6 months when you're off the high and it feels new and it's less, you feel motivated each and every day.
Yep.
It's like a relationship almost, right? Where everything feels new, everything feels great. But then 2 years, every 2 years in, it just feels like now it's part of my daily routine where we talk about the podcast, think about the podcast. And like now we have to talk less about the technicalities of the podcast. We know what it takes to produce an episode, to put a season together. It's the same thing each and every season. But now it's how do you deal with expanding the podcast into a digital platform, which was one of our goals at the end of season 2 to start doing this. So it took us almost a year to get that off the ground and to actually do it in the right way. And also now the next step is to make that consistent as part of this, the branded stuff, the high quality stuff, the studio stuff. How do we get the digital mesh in there, right? Because we still want the audience. I think the audience really appreciates the seasons. But how do we kind of connect the digital with that? So it's just sort of like a constant pivot each and every time. And if you're not growing or evolving, especially in this space, I think you're going to become a dinosaur real quick. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of podcasts that started in the pandemic that didn't even survive, and only a few that really blew up instantly because of the pandemic. But the majority of other podcasts and platforms are exactly where we're at, where it's still a concept or an idea. And I think we have proof of concept because of our growing subscribership year over year, time over time. But it's also people always asking what's new, what's coming next, right? So it's a mentality that you have to really adapt.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I've been saying is being consistent. How are we able to consistently every Thursday put on an episode for 1 year straight? And so when I've been going to these conferences and just studying the craft, learning the industry, and seeing the people that are successful, there's no breaks. It's literally twice a week, once a week, consistently for a year straight. And for me, it's all right, if we're not going to do it like that, then we can't compete. So that's why I'm we got to get it to that level.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think, maybe we're brainstorming live here, but this is actually what we're bringing you into the conversations that me and Mike have off camera, right? We have 2 seasons that are basically 20 episodes. And then before this, we were going dark, right? Yeah. Which we would have good momentum for 10 weeks and then it would stop. Good momentum for 10 weeks and then it would stop. We'd go quiet for 3 months and that is not sustainable in a world of where the IG, TikTok, algorithm, they punish you for stuff like that, right?
They're going to punish you, and then the audience is going to punish you as well. People's attention span is so fickle that once they lose sight of you, that's it.
It's done. It's a wrap. It's off to the next. It's true. Yeah. People in a world where there's so many trending topics. The Diddy trial was a big thing last week. The week before that was the Travis Hunter thing. It just becomes very, very, very quick, and you have to keep up with the tide. So the only way in doing that is obviously if you're building anything, you need to have resources. So thankfully we have the resources to be able to do stuff like this, right? But it's not sustainable for me and Mike to be going to New York, Dubai every month to keep these episodes done, right? So I think that's why the digital podcast was a mental pivot that we needed to take and be you know what? We need to invest in the cameras, invest in the audio, and making sure I need to invest in the art because the last episode 2 was staticky. So I know, but it actually most people, like you said, most people I don't think, and not like you said, but just piggybacking off of what you said, most people don't fail because of the lack of skill. There's so many talented people in this world. Yeah. It's the lack of consistency and the lack of belief. It's because they don't see an instant return. So they're damn, how many people would have quit doing this not seeing an instant return. Yeah, we've had good milestones with the Better Help and with, you know, all the small sponsorship with Margin. Shout out to Margin. But how many people would have given up by now? 2 years in, be like, damn, I've already pumped more money into this. And like,
I mean, we've seen some things fade. You know what I mean?
We've definitely seen things fade for sure.
And then not to like never hating on anyone, and I can't hate, but I've seen other platforms grow and be bigger than us. And the only difference is they're consistent. That's the only difference. And, you know, they show up. And I'm like, and shout outs to everyone that's showing up.